be knowing I haven't been playing for long. But I on Soj, like a decent amount, I guess. That's like my favorite DPS to play whenever I am just playing like off rolling. But now I've kind of just started swapping to tank or swapping to DPS like fully. So I probably have like mm, definitely over like probably 15, 20 hours on the hero. I have a decent amount of time on Soj, like relative to I didn't like just start playing her like yesterday. I've been playing her a decent amount, so
Fair
I'm
enough.
like very familiar with everything for her.
Right, right. I guess I was obviously gonna. No, obviously, the next question I ask is generally, what do you remember from this game or why pick this game? But obviously,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I picked this game because I remember it since it's like a pretty higher elo lobby than I'm used to, right? That's not just like Plat or Diamond. It's like there's a lot of GM players in it. I remember like my initial positioning I think was fine, and then I felt like I was just dying to like their Bastion a bunch like later in the game, and my positioning probably could have been a lot better. And I'm just trying to like figure out like what. Well, I guess I remember. I think my positioning just wasn't that good in this game, and I also don't think my aim was that good in this game because I had just woken up and like played the game. So
fair
I don't.
enough.
That's kind of like its own thing, but like I don't remember this game being too
It's
amazing, but it was like okay.
it's interesting that you mention the Bastion because I look at this comp
Oh, just
here, and
yeah,
most most characters can't really mark you. The only person that can really mark you is Tracer, and in fact, a lot
yeah,
of the time, if you're taking a really good angle, she has to be the one that marks you because these guys are really immobile, as the Reinhardt as
yeah,
well. So in theory, once she's out of the fight, or once you force a recall, once you space yourself correctly away from Tracer, and it makes it hard for her to reach you, and she's forced to
yeah,
leave, then you should be able to take out a way more aggressive angle. The Bastion's interesting. Maybe there's micro there with like the carrying the grenade because the grenade is really annoying because you get damage around corners and it boops you. So that's probably one thing. And then of course just not over peaking his form is also another
yeah,
thing too. He does
yeah.
also get harder later, like with the major perk that gives him the little turret gun thing, because again,
Mhm.
that's damage around corners and it's direct compared to his turret form. So there's micro to outplay Bastion in terms of just de-peeking correctly when at the right time when you know he's got grenade, which is when he changes form because of his minor perk, and also just de-peeking his form in general. But after that, he shouldn't really be a big threat. And actually, he's arguably more scared of you because you will just farm railgun off of him really quickly.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm literally just like peeking at a Bastion this whole game. Like
probably,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
I'm a tank player. I'm used to just playing main and
Mm.
just like eating everything on Diva or like Doom or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah,
On
yeah.
DPS, my positioning is like non-existent. It's gotten a lot better because I like conceptually understand more how to like just peak and whatnot on like really peak heavy heroes like Soj.
Mm.
But that's like the biggest like once I get that down, I'll just climb because I have the like game knowledge, I feel like from a tank player perspective to understand like decent amounts of positioning and whatnot, but DPS positioning, especially on like hit scan, is something I've literally not played whatsoever. So
Mm.
I'm like brand new to it, but I just need to get my positioning down and like learn when to be on height, learn when to be flanking, kind of learn when to just be on main. Just like the basics of it. And then once I
Right.
have that, I think I'll be fine, but like this game I'm not focusing hard on like not peeking the Bastion during turret form and stuff because I this game is also from a few days ago. Like keep in mind I've also only been playing on this account for like 4 days maybe. Um and I think I've actually gotten decent. Like I've gotten better since then at positioning, even though it's only been a couple days because I kind of just hopped on this like Soj account this week. But that being said, like there's gonna be probably a lot of positioning mistakes, and that's the biggest thing I want to clear up as well as
For
just
sure.
cooldown tracking. Because
Yeah.
my aim is pretty decent as well. It might not show in this game, but that's kind of the only reason I'm
Right.
probably even in Diamond right now, but or Plat, whatever I am, Plat 1 or something. But yeah,
It's so there's like two things. The first thing is actually I'm very so I'm not very surprised, but I'm still somewhat surprised that, especially considering you play tank normally. When tank players want to play DPS, they often play things like Venture or now Vendetta actually, and
yeah,
Reaper as well, not hit scan. Because actually, a lot of those fundamentals still apply over to tank. Venture
yeah,
sometimes feels like an off tank, as well as Vendetta as well. But I suppose again on Sojourn that might just be time to work out that muscle memory of playing tank,
Yeah, right.
right?
Yeah, I can like I'm a Doom main slash Diva main, and I literally just play dive tanks. So playing like Venture is not hard to play if I just hop
Mm,
on the character because conceptually she's not a ton different than them. She's obviously has way less health, but that's kind of I love playing hit scan way more and just like aim, killing people with aim for the most part, and just working on my aim a lot. So that's what I want to get good at. So it's like a whole new thing, like to me, to just play hit scan DPS
mm,
like as of very recently. So I just want to get really good at like, it is intuitive to just play like Venture or something, but I kind of for that reason don't want to just play someone like Venture or like Tracer. I want to just get really good at hit scan.
right. Speaking of the hit scan bit, there is like one pretty important fundamental. So this is like
Yeah.
micro with your positioning. We'll talk about again where you need to move to as we go throughout. But the one
Yeah.
really important bit of micro that I'm sure we'll see multiple times is getting off the corner. And I've drawn a corner here, and where Bastion
Yeah.
is as an example. So
Yep.
players will often do. This even happens in higher ranks, and even happens in pro play sometimes. Some pros
Mhm.
forget to do this. But you'll come around this corner like this, you'll be close to the corner, and
Yeah.
especially into a character like Bastion, your pre-fire is nade around the corner, you can peek the corner and just get blown up immediately the second that you peek it.
Yeah. I've
So
noticed that a lot.
the solution to this is really simple. You can still peek this, but off
Get back.
the corner, exactly, off the corner and
Sure.
playing back. The reason why is that it gives you more distance, which distance means you've got more time to react to whatever threat is around the corner, basically, or whoever's peeking you. It's
Yeah.
really, really, again, I'm using Bastion as an example. This applies to any character in the game. This could be Bastion. Riss is a really important one because you can get javelins into a wall. But any character in the game it really applies to. It's something that is very simple to do, but again, it's because it's so simple to do, people often forget to do it, and that's why
Mhm.
even pros forget to do this kind of thing, and they get punished and
Yeah.
they'll die because of it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing I do want to do better in general is so what you're telling me right now is great. I guess I have kind of heard that before. I'm looking to, get better. I kind of have heard like from just watching like YouTube Sojourn like, guides and whatnot when I just started playing the hero. A lot of the stuff that, people will say. And then the thing is, I'll be like playing the game and my brain will just go autopilot half the time and I won't
yeah, yeah,
even like implement what
yeah,
I know I should be doing, and I'll just die like out of position or something without thinking, and I'm like, I know I shouldn't have done that when I died,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. That always
at the
happens.
moment I wasn't thinking about it, and I'm getting better at that like every time I play, but that's like one thing I do notice. Like I'll watch I've only VOD reviewed myself like once or twice just because I haven't had time, but if I'm VOD reviewing myself, I can find all the like not all the mistakes, but I can find a ton of mistakes super fast. And I just will have trouble like actually implementing it into the gameplay, like when I hop into another game. Like you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I the biggest thing I get told by players is, okay, I like know all this. I know what to do. I know how to play my
Yeah.
character, etc., etc. But I
Yep.
struggle implementing or applying what I know into the game. That's by far the biggest thing I get. And
Okay.
there's like two things that I tell players. The first one is visual cues, or using visual cues to remind yourself what to do or what to think. So I'll give
Okay.
you a few examples. So for example, when I coach Genji, um, often your cycle is to dash in and then dash out. But that changes once you're playing the Echo. But the reason why, of course, is that Echo can beam through deflect, so you can't deflect
Yeah.
out. So what you have to do is just path a walk normally. Even deflect in sometimes. It's not ideal, but sometimes you might need to do that. And then more importantly, save your dash to leave. I should say deflect actually. And the way again to fix this is next time when Genji's learn this, or when I tell Genji's, hey, you need to be learning to like actually change your matchup into Echo. The important thing I
Yeah.
tell them is that the second that you visually see Echo in one of your games, or the second that you visually see Echo on a flank and you duel an Echo, this your mind needs to come back to
Remember it.
this, and
Yeah.
it's sort of that needs to like trigger that sort of thinking or mindset basically to change how you play the game and not go autopilot. The Echo's the visual cue here in this case. There's some other ones too. So when I got Tracer, this is actually a big one. This actually applied to Yon Sojourn as well. Or like kill or final blow heavy characters. A big thing is to regain awareness. And all that really means is to look around. On Tracer, I often say Tracer players often they'll get a kill and they won't even know what to do after they get that kill. It'll be a 5v4, and they either end up
Yeah.
feeding or getting a recall forced out, or they don't know what to do. Their heads on a swivel, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I say to them, hey, after you get a kill, you get that little icon on your screen. Use that as that visual cue to look around and know what to do next. So assess your situation. Who's close to you?
Sure.
Who's killable? Are you safe? What are your resources? Where's your team? Etc. Right? Those kind of things. Positionally, identify where everyone's at and see what's the next target to go on. Or see if if you need to go on a target. Maybe you've got point control and you don't need to do anything, and that's fine, right? But the point is to look around because players are generally smarter than than their gameplay reflects. And once they've got time to think about the game, they know what to do. Like, I'll ask you questions at the VOD, and you'll know the answer to the questions most of the time. But it's about having that time to think about that and to begin with in the first place. And that leads me on to like the second thing that I tell players, which is once you have a cue or a visual cue, again, it could be the kill feed, it could be getting a kill, it could even be using a cooldown or an ultimate. It could be a character that you're dueling. It could be something that your Winston does. So maybe your Winston jumps in, and that could be the visual cue to start taking a better angle. It could be the form from the Bastion. Once he pops form, that's a visual cue to de-peek and leave. It could be recall. Once recall gets forced out, that's your visual cue to push in. After you see recall, okay, I now know I'm going to go in. That's your cue. Then once you have that cue, sometimes I often tell players, ask yourself questions. One of the most important ones is, where do I go? That's a positional question. The reason why is questions inherently get you to think about the game because you're questioning yourself. It's a Socratic way of thinking about the game. You're constantly you're forcing yourself to essentially assess the situation by asking yourself what's going on in the game. So this is an important one. I give this to players, or I tell players or to ask themselves questions during downtime. So in this game, in this context, downtime would be when you're not doing anything or when you're not peeking, and you shouldn't be peeking into a Bastion form. So that will be your downtime. That's you can use that to think about, where do I go, what do I want to do, because you're not doing anything while you're de-peeking, you're in downtime. It was just kind of the point. Again, on Soldier, that could be sprinting around the map. You're not doing anything while sprinting, you're just holding shift and that's it. So it's not mentally taxing. So those are the two things I told players because I get that a lot. And the big example I always like using is the most easiest piece of advice on Zen is to use your orbs before Transcendence. But every single Zen player forgets to do it, or most Zen players forget to do it. And it's that having that visual cue. Once you see you've got trans on your screen and you're thinking about it, you need to train yourself and also associate having trans with your orbs. And then that'll make sure that, hey, before I trans, I've got orbs up. But yeah, that's the general, I guess, state of or the spiel, I guess, of how I like to explain things.
Sure.
We'll see
That makes sense.
what goes on in this game, and we'll see where you can maybe move to positionally.
Yeah, this is like my worst game. That's why I purposely had it sent to, like I sent this to you, because I won like 10 of 12 games yesterday, and this was like my worst game I played, and I lost it. So I don't know how much this will really reflect what I do a lot, but it's good because it will show like my worst.
Right.
Plays if I make them. So
we'll see here. Fast fight already. Okay. Fine. Okay, so already one thing off the bat, right? And this will lead into the... Oh, damn it. This always happens. Let me... Am I on Wi-Fi? I am. Okay, give me a sec.
they're good.
Alright. I moved back home 2 days ago, and my Ethernet is fine, but sometimes it goes back to Wi-Fi. So I'm just gonna...
Oh yeah, no, you get it, you're good.
Okay. There's already one thing from the very first fight. Your initial positioning's fine. I don't really mind the angle that you're coming from. I think there's an argument to be had that you could be coming from this main angle here, like from here, mainly because it's a wider angle and you can see deeper into this little corridor, and you've got the ability to walk anyways. So maybe.
Do you feel like I could just get spammed out though, just sitting in that room, like just die to like bashing grenades in like half a second if I just walk in?
Right. So maybe there's two things, right? So A, you don't know what comp they're running, right? This is fast fight territory, and B, even if you don't know their comp and saying they're running heavy spam, so we can even have this like as a Zen, right? Maybe sitting here firing orbs at you, Bastion spamming you, of course. Maybe they're running another hit scan as well, like a Hanzo, and then he's spamming you. If that happens,
Yeah.
just don't peek it. Just rotate around, right? That'll be your visual cue to move around here, right? So this position would be good if you're playing against a comp that hasn't got much spam. In this case, Bastion's not really peeking you. That it's only a grenade. He's gonna DPK you eventually, and their backline hasn't got much spam anyways. So you can stay in, you'll be fine. But of course, if you're playing into a heavy spam comp, that's what you need to be leveraging your mobility and playing angles where they can't clear you. So if they are running a spam comp here, and if I was a Hanzo, I would D-peek, I would go left side, and then I would come left. Because I want an angle that's closer to them that I can't get spam from. So that's your flexibility in your positioning.
I guess one general question on Soj, how much should I be looking down? How much should I be like on main or on like a soft angle here or like just a full on like flank? Like what I guess not like percentage wise, but like I don't if I'm like on a flank too much, you can just easily get picked by like a Genji or like
Right,
literally
yeah.
anybody that can just punish a flank. And then if I just sit in main though all the time, it's like, you're not getting as much value as you could be if you're like on an off angle. Like, do you have any, I guess, a rule of thumb for like how much you would spend like off angling or flanking compared to just like being on main?
Yeah, so I guess we can like have this like bar or this line graph. So we can have this as like half flanking, you're just basically solo flanking, and then
Yeah,
this one we can just say is staying main, time stacking with your team. And often there's very few cases where you want to be doing this. Most of them are actually team related. So maybe you're rotating with your team, so you need to be stacked on the rotate so you don't get picked or whatever. Something like that. But for general purposes, there's very few cases where you want to be fully stacking. And the reason why I've drawn it like this is because you kind of sort of described it as a dichotomy between stacking and flanking. But there's this
yeah,
entire grey area in between that we can also use. So this bit in the middle would be soft off angling. And you'll be doing this, and you should be doing this actually, most of the time. In fact, we're doing it right now in the angle that you're currently at. You're
yeah,
not directly with you're not down main like where your Hanzo is, but you're at an angle where you can still pressure the enemy team, as you are doing right now, but you've got a decent angle. You've got some things that's slightly off. Your teammates can still see you importantly. So the nice defining feature of this is your teammates have
that
LOS,
supports. Yeah,
also back to support LOS, and your angle isn't too harsh, so not too harsh of an angle. And this is nice to do at the beginning of fights. Why? Because if you're too split, well, this person will come and kill you. Or Genji, as you described, right? It could be a Genji, it could be a Tracer, it could be a Sombra. Any sort of half flanker will come
yeah,
and kill you. Now, later into a fight, there's a general rule of thumb, which is the more aggressive. Oh, sorry, the later into a fight actually goes both ways. But the later into a fight, the more aggressive you can play, and vice versa. The more aggressive a play you
yeah,
want to make, the later into the fight it needs to be timed. So if you've got overclock, for example, and you want to be like, oh, I want to get to this flank and get some insane value with it, it's probably going to be late into a fight. Why? Because two things. A, no one's probably going to be thinking about different flanks late into a fight. Their attention's going to be split elsewhere. And B,
yeah.
they probably have fewer cooldowns to stop your play or to stop your flank. In
Sure.
fact, there was a really good example. I was just looking at this now for a video from Quartz in this game, where it literally like 10 seconds here, last fight territory, and where was it? Divas gets low. We get to overtime. Beat comes out. So tons of shit is happening on the screen right now. But the big defining factor is where Quartz goes. Obviously, Funny Astro, the loser, is down main. Most of the team are down main or on the floor. But Quartz
Yeah,
is in this entire time spends his time wrapping around the back high ground. This entire time wrapping around the back high ground, coming over the top, and now getting high ground, hopping over clock, and kills like 3 people because of this.
yeah,
And it works because no one's thinking about this. Like who the hell's gonna be thinking about this high ground angle this late into a fight, where it's max overtime
sure.
basically. So that's kind of the key thing is if you want to take a half rank,
Yeah.
it's gonna be late.
I guess one other question about like regarding that. I know height is like a huge part of hit scan. I feel like though it's like you get punished so much for going on high ground. I don't know if that's just like how I play or if it's like not generally true, but I feel like when I take height, sometimes yeah, people just don't look up at you, but I feel like even with comps that don't have like a ton of verticality, people will just still try to punish you for always going on high ground. And like
So
or
that
like on hit
sounds
scan or something. So I don't know,
right.
but I don't. It
So
might be wrong, but
That sounds like two things, right? If that's happening to you, so when you say punish, do you mean like a diva flying onto you, for example? Or
Yeah, like a diva or like any dive. Like if it's not a dive
mm,
comp, like
mm.
yeah, I mean they're not gonna be able to punish you as
Right.
much. But if they have
So
like any sort of mobility hero, I feel like I just get like dived on instantly.
so
On
here's the
height.
thing, right? There's this it's gonna sound counterintuitive, but you wanna play positions where you want to be dove. And it sounds weird, but if you think
Mm,
about it, if you want to be dove, that implies that you're playing a safe position. Because if you want to be dove, you're not gonna die. You're probably like, oh okay,
yeah,
I'm
it's like
not gonna die here,
slide
right?
off or something.
So if a diva or a hazard dives you, and you're like, oh, you come at me, I want you to dive me, they're gonna get left out on the open, and they're gonna be the ones in a bad position, right? You can imagine if
Sure.
you bait a hazard to leap onto you, your T's too far away, so he gets a bit too aggressive, and he's left out on the open. He's forced to block, he's forced to waste his wall, he's forced to use all his cooldowns and give up his HP, and he's gonna be forced out, and he's gonna be forced to leap away and give up space.
That makes sense.
And the
Yeah.
exact same thing is gonna happen with Diva as well. So don't think it's a bad thing, if necessarily a bad thing, if Diva or has fly onto you. Now the trick is, of course, you actually need to want them to dive you, because if you're too close, you'll get one shot by hazard, or you'll get destroyed by a Diva up close. So the key thing is
Yeah.
wanting and baiting them actively to come at you. And the way you sort of have, again, the safety aspect of this is distance. Is kind of the main thing. Generally, if you're 20 meters away from Hazard or Diva, you'll be fine, generally speaking, because you can just slide away and
Sure.
you'll be fine. But the key thing is that if you feel like I don't see it as an issue if you're taking an angle and a Diva's marking you or a Hazard's marking you. They're gonna do that anyways. That's kind of their character. The issue is
Mm,
where it becomes too dangerous, or if you die doing it, or um that's pretty much it. Or if it's too early, like if you take an angle too early and you get marked out really easily, you're forced out, and then the rest of your team go in. That can be a timing issue as well. But those are the two things, right? The only times I would say it's a bad thing is if it's dangerous, again because you're playing too close, or if it's too early, which means that for the rest of the fight you'll be useless, because
sure.
you just got forced out. Other than that, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Really, it's actually more than normal. You'll have divas
Okay.
fly onto you and mark you all the time. But yeah.
I
Okay.
guess one last question. It'll take like 2 seconds to answer. Do you ever have people complain about Sojourn's double slide giving you like way less verticality when you're trying to get to height
Yeah.
and like
So
you're actually kind of like I
yeah.
have that. It's like a huge problem for me.
So it's not just verticality as well. It's your slide moves around. I think it's 2/3 the horizontal movement, and
Uh,
I think it's 2/3 again of your vertical movement. I believe as well.
okay.
So yeah, it's you get a worse. Your slide is worse, but of course you get two of them, so it makes up for it.
Yeah.
And there's like some again. You can just take the when you've got double slide, you can just take the most aggressive angle ever. That 20-meter rule doesn't even matter anymore when you've got double
Sure.
slide. Because you just double slide
Just
out
like
and
play
travel 40
yeah,
meters.
play aggressive on low ground basically.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Okay,
it's really good on
that makes
King's
sense.
Row. But yeah. Okay, we'll see
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Okay, so the first thing that I know or notice is how static you're playing, right? So tell me what's happened on the screen in the last 5 seconds. What does your Winston do?
He jumps in on their team.
Jumps in. What else what did he do?
It's like grainy to see, but it looks like he's just on their like DPS.
Right,
Pretty sure.
what cooldown has he used?
He's used bubble and
Bubble
he's
as
used
well,
jump.
right? And what is their Ryan doing?
He's just sitting on the tank because he's playing Ryan.
Right, right. Now, this Ryan's not very smart. What we should be doing is shielding off your angle, so he's playing a bit stupid. But this is where we can abuse what he's doing, and he's making the wrong play here because he's punishing your Winston. You should, as a result of those two visual cues, i.e., the Winston jumping in with bubble and the Ryan not giving you space for some reason, I don't know why, you should be taking this, walking forward, and looking for a rail angle. Right? And you should be safe because of those two factors that I just told you. The fact that the Reinhardt's pissed off, and the fact that the Winston has bubble, and he's actually hard engaging, he's committing for this. I don't know why, but again, you need to be reactive and responding to what's going on screen. Again, so we can change this slightly again, right? Maybe Reinhardt is smart, and maybe the Reinhardt's actually zoning this. He's shielding this angle entirely, he's zoning you away. Then what you might want to do is back up and take a different angle. Maybe you want to slide back over here,
Sure.
take a different angle, or stand here, wait, spam up the Reinhardt, farm up rail. That could be fine as well. Or maybe even if you know they haven't got Tracer, you could even flank around. And again, no one's here. No one's going to come for you. No one is thinking about an angle here. They haven't got the mobility to mark you out, barring Tracer, but Tracer's not here yet. So you could even go left side as well. But again, the point being is that we're static for no reason. And as a result, our angle is not very great. And now, Big Fat Ryan is shorting up, so we can't get a nice little railgun here. But we could have gotten how we pushed up.
Okay.
Okay. I know I'm railing the Baptista. Sure. Ryan's low, I don't mind that railgun either. Yes, it's okay. What is she doing? Sure.
Not sure.
Fine, right, so this is fine. I think everything you do is relatively reasonable. Spamming the random's fine, railing him's fine. The DS is fine. Personally, again, I'm gonna be a bit more lenient because this is first fight and you don't exactly know that comp yet. But of course, the micro here would be keeping your DS for Tracer or flanker like Genji, rather than using for spam damage. That's micro, but again, it's first fight territory, so I'm not gonna complain about it too much. Railgun's fine here, sure, fine. Okay. We'll see next fight. Up. Okay. Yes, it's okay. Behind the Baptiste, sure. Fine. Okay, where could you go?
Probably left.
Yeah, right. What tells you to go left side here?
The Rhine is. I mean, the Rhine's just like sitting there, so they're, other people are just gonna be behind him probably.
Right. So Bap's low. Ryan is full HP, or he's down here basically. So he doesn't care about you. You know for sure that when you peek here, Reinhardt's not going to peek you. So you're safe, right? He's not going to pin onto you. He's not going to shield you off. He's not going to swing onto you. And again,
I guess. Yeah, I'm just like, I just tend to play like really life heavy. I feel like, and I just don't like. I don't know if I walk around that corner and even peek. I don't know if there's gonna be like two DPS that are just gonna like get me. I don't.
That's the second thing, right? Is how you take this angle, right? So I wouldn't suggest again the corner thing where I wouldn't do this, right? Because this is really close.
The other way.
Doesn't give you much time. Exactly, go the other way
Yeah.
and swing like this. Look how much more distance you. There's no way in heaven or hell. Let's say Genji was here, right? You don't know where Genji is, fair enough, right? But there's no way he's gonna match you if you're all the way over here. That's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But you can still get value here for sure. You can spam the Bastion, get a railgun, and once you realize that, hey, a Genji is actually quite far, or hey, maybe my team's pushing up, or hey, I've got more space to work with, then maybe you can walk forward and play a little bit closer to try and get a better rail angle. But that's how you would take it. It's left side here, while still preserving your life. Again, it's not a mistake. It's not like a huge error to like stay main here, right? But the important thing, and this thing's back into that graph thing that I mentioned, between staying main, flanking, and then soft off angling or soft arrow sower, you can actually come over the left side. And as Genji, if he's smart in the game, you'll come over here because what he wants to do is mark and reach you without taking any damage. But if you're here, or if you're looking here at least, then it's going to be much harder for Genji to come around and flank through here. If this Genji's dumb, he'll go down main and stack on his team. But he needs to path onto you in some kind of way. And the biggest counter, or the best way that you can beat Genji or Tracer or flankers in general, is to stop them from reaching you to begin with. And this is why soft off angles are really broken. Because you can see everything in the pre-fight. Well, you've got an angle to begin with, right? So I'm praying you look left, because that Genji should be coming left side.
I don't know if I do.
Okay, he's going here, and this is a terrible pathing, right? And this pathing's terrible because your entire team can see the Genji. The hand's not on a good angle here to that. But you should get punished here. You should get punished.
I think I miss a rail on him, honestly.
Right, I mean, yeah, he's already out. Like, he's already low HP and he's already deflecting out. So again, look at the visual cues, right? So Reinhardt's just pinned in. Genji's half HP with no deflect. So, and you've got basically full rel charge here as well. And Bastion's quite low. So, in the next few seconds, I'm expecting you to play quite aggressive. Or I should be expecting you to play quite aggressive. Either with how you play, in terms of your positioning, and also with your railgun too. I will be expecting a railgun onto the Genji or onto the Bastion. One of those two will be fine. You just miss it. Fortunate. But walking up there's fine. Bashes onto you. Sure. Fine. Not an amazing power slide, right? Again, you
tried to go height. but I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, you might need to. The key thing here isn't even the high ground necessarily. It's baiting the Genji, right? You want that Genji
Yeah.
to dash onto you, and actually, again, why do you want the Genji to dash onto us, right? Right. Well, he's
alone.
He's alone, no deflect, and he's half HP, right? Or he's got 160. So it's risky for him to make this play. This is actually a really bad dash. Actually, a really bad dash. And actually, you can slide out like this, alone, and beat the Genji because he's got no deflects, right? If you start out here, right over here, you're not taking any more damage from anyone else on his team, and again, he's got no deflect. He can't do anything to you. Getting hit by my friends. God.
It's okay. My friend already PM'd me too and was asking.
Okay, but yeah, this is kind of the important thing with your character, or the important positional, again, game sense aspect, is looking at that Genji deflect, that understanding what that means for you in terms of where you want to play. Whereas you've got this like really almost preconditioned mindset that high ground is best every single time, always. But actually, it almost ends up in you dying, right? Because you get shot by Bastion on the way, and it becomes really awkward to reach it. So it actually would have been safer to actually back up here, based on, again, the visual cues that you need to be paying attention to. Yes is okay. Fine. I'm okay with that railgun now. He was one. Chill. Whoa. Okay. So Bastion, sure. 1 HP, I get it, right? But we're 1 HP. We can't even DS this corner because we've already used DS. Sure, we can see Genji here, but he can one-shot us, right? Like, he can destroy us if we peek this corner. He can just dash, melee, and then kill us immediately, right? He's got more burst damage than us. So again, even though you're swinging the corner far away, right, which is a good thing to do, there just isn't enough distance for you to swing, right? It's too short of a sight line, right? So back up, and give some space. I think you can start up here, right? I'm pretty sure you can, yeah. You can start up backwards towards you, get the many on the way too, or you can come through here where not as many people can see you, right? Just play slow, because you should die here. You swing this corner. Oh my word! And you should die. How would you die here? There we go. But yeah, so all of that was positional, right? I think the big error that we made, and there's two big errors. The first one's missing the railgun. The second one, though, is positional, which is not sliding out here. This would have given you a lot more leeway. You would have been safer and done way more damage to that Genji, and you could have re-picked the angle here after you forced Genji out. So yeah, not amazing, I will say. But yeah. Okay. We'll see next fight. Okay. Okay. Had a poke there. DS is okay. Okay. Spamming's fine. Genji's down main. Right, so this is where we start getting some issues, right? So I don't mind being here. If you want to spam this angle and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get spammed out here, so I'm not gonna pick this. Yeah, that's reasonable. I think this is fine. This is reasonable. You've got distance away from Genji. I'm fine with you starting here. This is okay. Farm up railgun, right? That's all you need to do. But my issue is once you get decent rail charge, like again, you should just be spamming the Ryan right now. Yeah, that's all you need to do. M1 the Ryan, or M1 the Genji, and farm up rail. That's your one thing. That's all you need to do, right? So my question here is A, why do you stop M1ing? And B, why do you rail this? And C, where should you move after you get rail?
Where should I move? After I get rail, I should just go to the right and peek.
Exactly, right? Again, you know where Genji's at because you can see him. So you know, hey, if I go here, I'm not going to get dashed from my Genji, or Genji's not going to come for me, right? I can get a surprise angle here. And B, you've got full rail, so you don't need to spend time farming up rail here and get forced out. But yeah, it's that cycle that, again, that we just don't have here. Got a lot of it tunnel shooting the line. Okay. That Genji dies, yeah, fine. This is better. They maybe could have shot the Baptiste there, but it's fine.
I think my motor skills were very low at this point in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cry about it too much. Fortunate miss. OC's fine. It's okay. Not the best in the world. The reason why.
You're about to see the worst OC of your life.
It's the angle's not. I get why you do it. because you're in a 4v4 right now, and the generator is kind of in the air, and you can see everyone as well,
Yeah.
and you can like maybe take an angle through here and then get a sight line through this little corridor, or through here as well, and get a sight line on the back line. Like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's also not optimal too, because again, Orion can just shield you and zone you away.
Yeah. So should
which
I
is the
just
issue.
held OC there, or
Yeah,
like
just
gone
hold
for
it.
something
Literally
else?
just hold it. Not really much else. Just hold it. If there's not a good opportunity, don't use it. But yeah. If anything, I think you tried heading to high gun there. You tried.
I probably did. It's like, dude, I literally cannot take high ground on Soj to save my life half the time with my slide. I know there's like tech where you jump right before and you go higher, but I literally like didn't even know about that until like a day ago.
Yeah,
So.
I honestly sometimes I tell players sometimes to do this where I tell them to do this on Soldier with like helix jumps, because helix jumps are a bit finicky. But like you can just like go in a custom and just practice. Or where can I slide to? Where with double slide as well. Where can I not slide to with double slide? Can also be quite important too. There is a replay or a workshop code called, I think it's Ape76. And so I actually use it all the time in videos to record perks and to record
APE76.
APE76, yeah. Well, yeah, you can just experiment with it. There's a dummy bot that you can use as well to get perks. But yeah, you can just go around the map and just experiment with stuff. But yeah, obviously here you get slammed, up to Ray, and that's gonna be that point. I mean, the bright side at least is that they use the Orbital Ray and Shatter. But yeah, you're gonna lose that point sadly.
For perks, do you have a preference for the first two? I usually, if it's like a brawl thing where they're just standing in a bunch on Reinhardt the entire game, I'll just take the disruptor one that like makes them slower, so I can just shoot it into them. And then if it's like more spread out and there's like more squishies, I'll usually just take the OC perk, like the one that makes them do more damage. Do you have a preference like for what people should use, do you think?
Generally players will pick the OC perk on the minor. Unless again it's the DS one is situational. I don't know many Sojourn players that pick it like if they're playing Sojourn into like hard dive, like Genji Tracer kind of dive. I think some players might pick the DS one because it helps like disrupt. They can put it on a corner.
Like you can shoot at your feet if the
and on the feet
Genji
too. Yeah,
dives,
if they dash
kills
you,
them way faster.
Yeah, so that might be another situation where it's more preferable to pick that one. But most, if in doubt, probably the OC one. And then the major, just double slide all the time. That's pretty much it. Unless it's a map where you need to get to high grounds. But I can't think of a map where that's necessary.
No, I never take the other one. I just was like 50-50 on the first two. It just kind of situationally based on what kind of comp they were playing. But yeah, I like the OC one a lot.
Okay, we'll see. Here, get up a little bit. Okay. Okay, so you are 100 HP here, just chill. We'll go rail now. Yeah, so like, your patience needs to be significantly higher, right? Because when you railgun, you see nothing. Or you see, I guess, like a slither of a hitbox, right? It's all you see. So just take your time, right? Nobody's coming for you. And your railgun takes like 8 seconds to deplete. You've got plenty of time. So there's no need to be impatient.
Sure.
Like imagine you had railgun right now. Like you just roll that Bastion, toss him DS, and what is he gonna do about it? Like you just outrange him, and he can't do anything about this angle, right? You could even go deeper if you want to, right? Maybe. I mean, I say maybe. You should actually go deeper here.
Maybe.
If there's no Genji here at all, right? If you scout on this, Genji's like on the other side of the map. Sure, I would actually go deeper here. Get that guy to 1 HP. Go a little bit deeper. No one's gonna come for you. You've got infinite range, and you can slide away if you need to. Okay, fine. I would just walk. Don't use slide here.
I don't know why.
But the angle's good. Like this is a good angle. Like you're getting value here. This is good, right? Sure. Again, patience on rail, right? Like you've got one of the best angles you can probably have right now, and one of the best characters in the game, right? Like I can't think of many situations where I'd want to beat on another character right now. Like this is really powerful, right? No one is even looking at you, right? This Baptiste has got his back turned to you, right? You're not taking any visual aggro. When I say visual aggro, I'm referring to just people looking at you, right? 0 is how much you're taking. You're under no pressure. Okay. Slams in necessary from your line, but we'll take it. Yeah, good position there. Well timed. Just a bunch of micro to fix there on the angle itself.
Yeah, just like sit with rail more until someone is in my LOS like easily.
Okay, fine. Weird slide. Fine, turn around a little bit.
I do that a lot. I don't like to, so that way you can like slide and then pull back on the slide so your thing, you know, like your disruptor orb shoots further. I don't know. I like to do that out of a habit a lot.
Yeah, I see
it makes
what you
it
mean,
go further.
Yeah, I don't know many Sojourn players that invest doing that because it's kind of like really it's almost not worth using Cypher.
That's
but,
kind of minuscule to like.
Yeah, it's a minuscule amount. Yeah, and again, the important thing here, again, this is fine. What you're doing. Fine, spam, spam, spam. Yes, it's fine. Spamming Orion, sure. But again, it's that Genji I'm worried about. And again, that Genji is probably our main, right? I assume. Somewhere our main. Yeah, he's down main.
I don't know. Yeah.
Right? But a good Genji would come through here, path around you, and now he's really close onto you, right? And there's not much you can do about a Genji if he's here. So again, you need Railgun for this, or you need to be looking around you in this pre-fight looking for the Genji, because if he dashes onto you and passes onto you, that's extremely scary. So again, shooting around here is fine. Right, now you see Genji, right? Again, he tries pathing down main, but it still doesn't work out for him. This is good prevention, right?
I don't know why he's. Yeah, I don't know why he's like a Master 2 Genji. I don't know why he's this bad.
You trust me.
I mean, isn't, like, crazy.
Even GM players have bad pathing all the time. But yeah. Again, patience. Honestly, against Genji, you can hold rail. You can just shoot Genji and hold rail because he'll be scared of you. If you look at Genji, he'll be and with a fully charged railgun, he'll deflect. Because he'll be scared. You can hold it in front of him.
Okay, that's like actually helpful.
Okay, you go. Orbital Raya plus score. Fine. I'm fine with you moving back there too after you fire the rail out of the Genji because again, you don't want to stay too close to him. Yeah, we just front to back it basically. We'll just go through the enemy team with Orbital Ray, and that should be a fight with. Okay. See here. Sure.
I'm like weirdly not in cover here. I should be clean close.
Yeah, so this is Michael with the cover issues, right? Because we have the exact same angle here as we do from here. So again, we're a little bit too out in the open.
Yeah.
The actual angle is good. I've got no complaint with it. With the railgun, again, bit of a miss there. Okay, blue Genji blades. Okay. Yeah, the second your Genji blades, where should you go?
Just end the fight, or what? I don't even know. I mean, I could just like run into main and like, I guess
maybe
I just like run down that angle and try, but I don't.
I think you. I wouldn't even run down this angle. I would just go back to where you were. Like again, the Genji's gonna when the Genji pops blade, right? Every single person on the enemy team is going to look at the Genji. They are not going to look at you, right? Again, you can now repeat the angle safely, and you can know with decent certainty no one's going to be looking at you. So I immediately would peek left side again, immediately. DS is not great. Again, they're going to back up from the blade predominantly, so the DS is not amazing. Okay, that was fine. Blade's okay. Nice. And again, that's kind of what I meant earlier, right? With like, you want the Genji or the Haz or the Diva to dive you. And that's why. Because if you want them to dive you, you're going to be safe, or that implies that you're safe. And you can punish them after they try and dive you. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, Genji's different to Haz and Diva, in the fact he's not a tank, but it's the same kind of idea. And importantly, the DS would have been really nice here, right? Because you just DS your feet.
Yeah.
Blade, obviously, right? That would have been really nice. Of course, you wasted it a bit earlier. A bit of micro on the DS there. But should be point cap. Fairly straightforward. Fairly. And I hope. Rampins in. You can punish Ryan. Okay. We'll talk about your positioning in a moment. OT's good. Okay, cover's not though. You got missing rails into Ryan. Okay, so the actual angle from where you OC is actually good, right? We'll get into the micro with it in a moment. Yeah, it was not amazing. I will say. But importantly,
wake up aim.
Yeah. Importantly though, we go all the way back to coast side. We give up a lot of space here where I don't think we need to. Again, keep in mind that you just punished or you just killed the one person that can truly mark you. So I don't even think you need to go all the way back over here. Right? I think you can actually hold this cover or hold this angle by this main piece of cover and then just shoot the backline and zone the backline, actually, right? You could right now OC this angle once you get it, right? OC this angle, the backline either back up, in which case, that's fine. You can just OC the Ryan and kill the Ryan, you get the point cap. Or the backline still peak, in which case you just punish the backline, right? So, in other words, you can punish or zone this sort of area entirely. You don't actually need to go all the way back to punish Ryan. You can still punish Ryan here, right? You can still shoot the Ryan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main thing. Positionally, this fight is we get so tunneled on Ryan or killing the Ryan, and we lose all the space. We end up going into A. This is a really good rotation, actually. Because again, no one's peeking you here, right? Juno not peeking you. No one knows where exactly you are. So this is actually a nice adaptation for coming back main. I like this angle a lot. The issue is recover. Right, we're out in the open, and we take a lot of damage from Bastion, I believe. Right? If I go 0.5.
Probably.
118, 60, 35 HP, right? All could have been prevented had we just stayed here. Literally, the frame that we're on right now, you could have OC'd right here and gotten the exact same amount of value while being infinitely safer, and you've got a mini to play around behind you as well, right? You could have been so much safer. And then once you get a kill, like maybe you kill this Bastion, right? Or you kill this Juno, then we can power slide to here, really aggressive angle, get a good angle behind them, something like that. Then you can push your angle afterwards. But this is way too aggro.
Sure.
Now you missed 2 rails on the Ryan, sadly.
If it makes you feel better, this account doesn't have the same sense as my normal account, and I don't know what my normal sense is. So I'm playing hit scan on like a different, like a sensitivity that's like 2 or 3% higher.
Right, yeah.
A little chopped, but I'm making it work. Like, I've gotten better at it since this clip. Like, it's a little more normal looking aim, but I wish I knew my old sense. I have it written down somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
Alright, double hit scan. Okay, once they go Cassidy, this should be like, the map should literally just be your oyster at this point. This double hit scan is like the worst thing in the entire game. You can like flank around the entire map and no one's gonna dash onto you, no one's gonna come to you. This should be pretty easy positionally.
This is where I think I want to learn what I do wrong here, because we just lose 3-1 here, I'm pretty sure. I remember just like, I kept dying here and I didn't know why, like while I was playing. It was like annoying me. Yeah,
I'll look at the deaths here, actually. Deaths. There's 3 deaths later on, yeah. We'll see how that happens. Angle is okay. Pretty good, actually. Don't go main. Do not go main. Don't go main.
Like, don't look main or don't walk.
Don't go main. Don't stay here, right? Is what I'm basically saying. Again, the reason. Who on earth is going to, if you slide from point A to point B, who's gonna come for you?
Yeah, nobody.
No one.
I just was thinking they were all gonna walk into main, and I couldn't even get an angle there. Like, because they would all just be pushed way too far in. That's kind of why I just rotated right.
Well, you can catch up to them, because, again, they're mobile, right? And again, you can still...
Yeah.
This isn't even a bad angle to catch up from, right? If they're walking so far... If you're scared, oh, my team's going to get pushed so far in, you can still walk here, from here to here, right? From point B to point C now, and get still in an insane angle, right? So, this gives you options, right? Because if they're like, oh, let's push the Sojourn, guys, you just slide out and you're fine. Or you can just slide up back here, that's fine as well, right? Or if they're like, oh guys, Sojourn's on an angle, let's push forward with Ring, you could just be like, okay, I'll just peek here and destroy your backline. Either one's fine, right? Like, you'll win either way. You'll get insane out the other way. The second you see this rotation, right?
If they still had their Genji, do you still think I should flank that way?
Depends where Genji is, right? If Genji's all the way over here, yeah, I'd still do the exact same thing, because how is he going to mark you if you're over here? It's impossible, he can't, right? But if he's over here, if he's stacking main, or if the Genji's like standing here, or if he's standing, I don't know, somewhere like here, right? I'd say no, because again, he can dash onto you and punish you.
Sure.
So I wouldn't do that kind of thing. What I would do instead is farm up Railgun, then stare at the Genji. Once again, he pops deflect, or he's low HP, or again, similar to first point, right? When he's uses cooldowns, then I deepen my angle, because I can safely duel him. But yeah, after that Railgun, this moment in time, right? This is the frame where you need to be doing it. After that Railgun onto Baptiste, which honestly you shouldn't have even Railgunned it, to be fair. But after that Railgun, now it's time to deepen and go in deeper. Again, you can slide to here and then walk here. That's fine. You can double slide here if you really want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can slide here. Maybe walk here as well. That's fine. And again, we're in a very similar position as to where we were at the start of the second point, or where you got your first point cap. Very similar position. We're directly behind them, and no one can come for us. But yeah, this is really not great. And I've got a saying as well. Whenever you stack main, you'll take more damage and you'll deal less of it yourself. And this is a good case of it because, funnily enough, had you like done the rotation, you wouldn't have gotten slammed, and you, as a result, you would have done more damage. So yeah. Unfortunate.
So just like be off angling and flanking like the majority of the time.
Against that comp, yes. Against this comp, yes. Right? If you're playing against
because I can't punish her.
exactly right. If you're playing against Lucio, Kiri, Genji, Tracer, Winston, no, no, do not do this kind of thing, right? I mean, this maybe like you can hide in some like cheeky angles, like you maybe like I don't know, hide here. I still wouldn't recommend it, because you can get scouted out and forced out. But against a real, this is insanely immobile comp. That you need to be running circles around them. Otherwise, they're gonna ring, form, and destroy your Ryan, right? Who does more from main? You normally, or Bastion with form? Right? Obviously, Bastion with form, right? So you need to change your angle. And in fact, going top down might show this a little bit better. But like, yeah, Johnny does this exact same mistake too, and it's like really unfortunate. And you can even think about it from their POV too, right? If I'm this Juno, I don't want a Sojourn coming around me. I want every single person in front of me, right? I want this sort of, I call it front to back, right? Just sort of mashing in each other's heads. I want this as a Juno because we've got Bastion, we've got insane frontline damage. We can win this, right? I don't want to be flanked around by a Sojourn because we can't mark it. So you can even think about it too from the enemy team's POV about what they want, because you're giving it to them right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes complete sense, like seeing it, like why that would be such a good angle. I just like I just didn't even think to do it because I was just probably scared I would get killed by somebody.
Right.
Like flanking.
Okay. And that's the thing too. I get that all the time. It's like, you know, I get I'm not PTSD, but people learn to like not flank because they've got bad experiences flanking, and it's like the issue isn't the flank in itself. It's A, how the flank is performed, and B, when it's done as well. Because if you flank too early, you can get forced out. If you flank badly, so with no cover or you're out in open space, you'll die and you'll get forced out again. So it's how it's done and when it's done. That's important. The micro, basically, with the flank. More times than not. Okay, and even here, right? Like I'm looking at this right now, and I'm like, how the hell is my team supposed to push through a Bastion Cass? It's impossible. Like this can't be done almost, right? But if I come through here, right? Like look at this angle. Like again, there's no one's gonna dash onto you. He can't. This Bastion's he's not gonna pop a grenade and try and fly onto you, right? That's not gonna happen. But if you come through here, you DS, you get an insane angle. You can farm up rail fairly easily off the Bastion. You can maybe wait for your Reinhardt to like push through. So we're talking about timing here. You can wait for your Reinhardt to push through.
Yeah, because I feel like if I did that, I would just get
grenaded and then
just get blown up in like half a second.
So the timing's important. And now, like roughly now, or even a bit earlier, I would even say, like when does your Ryan start pushing? Where's your Ryan? Form's been used. Your Genji's up top. Yeah, whatever it is, I've got overlay off right now, so maybe I just don't see Orion as a result. Oh, your Orion's to the right side, yeah. So when your Genji's in, Tart's been used, and Ryan's coming back right now. So right about now, because this flank is like fairly long, you can use one slide to make it a bit quicker, right? But you can use one slide to get to here, and then flank to here. That's fine. Or you can come here as well to have a little bit more distance, so you're a little bit safer. If you're scared about grenade, because again, grenade can be quite annoying because it bounces all the time. But the point being is there's no other way, because if you go down main here, it's going to be extremely hard for you guys to win this. You need some kind of ult to make a push here. Okay. Okay. Right, and it's like there's only so much I can say because again, from main, your positioning. It's like there's not much I can talk about micro. You just don't see it. There's not an angle here. I can't talk about railgun patience. I can't talk about cover usage. I can't talk about DSing. I can't talk about timing. I just did talk about your timing of your angle, to be fair. There's a lot I can't talk about because you're not putting yourself in a position for that to be done, right? It's very mediocre, your value you're getting here. And you can see the HP traits, right?
Game.
Yeah. Action just kills your honor. Get both the Baptiste strike, like. It's really tough, and it's all positional. funnily enough, you're still getting grenaded and fire striked by main here anyways, right? So that even tells me as well that like the micro from how you take an angle, even when it's down main, still needs to be improved. Because I think earlier you took like a grenade or something or a fire strike because you're low HP already, and the fact that you're this low, despite being really passive, is a bit worrying, right? And again, that's how you take an angle, not the angle itself necessarily. You've got ults now, so you can push through. Sure, double slide is broken. Fine. Yeah, ults broke that choke for you. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate slide. I can't even slide up there.
Okay. Hopefully it should be a bit easier on holding the point now.
I should definitely be like right side. I feel like on this.
Yeah, I mean, here yeah, it is more than reasonable, right? You can even start here and then back up a little bit as the fight goes on. So you can throw DS and then back up so you don't get forced out early. That's fine as well. Yeah, that'll be more than reasonable. You could do the exact same thing from a certain angle too.
Maybe. I try to get up there and I can't. This stupid slide perk.
But the timing's good. We're on a good angle. No one's looking at you. This is great, right? This is again the micro's a bit scuffed, but the actual fundamentals are good here. Patience. And yeah, where's your DS actually?
I don't know. I think I just threw it in there too.
Threw it in there. Yeah. Thing is, DS is one of those things that like players will very often like just toss it for like general spam and get like very like this is a very mediocre. It's a very okay DS. Like yes, it hits the Ryan, stops him from pushing a little bit. Right, it's okay, but again, you can get a much better one right here. In fact, if you DS the Juno, you got the perk right. Yeah, if you DS the Juno right now, you get that kill probably. Makes the Volga easier to hit too. Probably get that kill.
I hate when it like reload. Yeah, I like mistimed it where it like was reloading when I was shooting my rail and it like threw me off.
Right, yeah.
Like the gun pushes up a bunch.
Okay, you go back main here. I get why, because you're low, but no one can see you. And this Bastion doesn't know if you're going to repeat the angle or not, right? And there's a many in here. Yes, there is, right? So you can spam X or say I need healing, get healing back, right? And then, or if they come in main, if the Ryan's pinning main, which I believe he does. Yes, he very much does. He does pin in, right? Then we can re-peek right now. That's our cue, right? That pin in says that, oh, there's a ton of aggression from the Ryan coming down main. I can re-peek here. I know Ryan Lots are going to be near me. And I can get a really good angle. Right? So we'll see what you do from your
So when you're flanking, do you just like... I mean, I guess you kind of have to. You're just like instantly looking to pretty much get out right away. Because if you flank like that, you just don't have support LOS like ever for the most part. Unless it's like a certain flank where they can see you. But, like a lot of the time, they're not gonna be able to see you at all. So you just have to like peek and then try to get a kill really fast and then just go back. And
sometimes that'll be the case. Yeah. Yeah, there was a case actually. I made a Hanzo video like a week ago, and the last example I used, or in the last 2 minutes of video, there was an example of like the Hanzo like going on some crazy flank and like just two-shotting the Baptiste, and then the second he gets the Baptiste, he jumps or lunges away immediately. So in this case, it would just be, I farm rail of Ryan, I slide, I get the kill. Once I get the kill, I can either leave immediately if I'm scared that someone's gonna go onto me, or I can just keep pushing my angle, and that would be fine as well. But yeah, like in other words, you should be taking an angle here. Yeah. It was too little too late. It's just too little too late at this point in time.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there's two things here, right? Either spam X and spam for healing, right? And if you don't get healing here, fine, whatever happens, right? But then I would immediately slide over here. Like, the second you see the pin, that's your cue. It's like, oh shit, I need to get off main right now and spam my slide here right now to punish these characters, even though I haven't got a good rail charge, and even though I'm low HP, because otherwise I'm going to get no value spamming the Ryan out the entire time. You can even, if you want to be a bit cheeky, you can get the mini on the way too. But yeah. Okay. And that's going to be that fight. Sadly.
This was my worst game, don't forget. I won a bunch of games yesterday, so I'm happy. Yes.
Okay, performance been used. I don't think you guys can touch here because that's just how Flashpoint works, sadly. Yeah, I don't think there's no. I mean, you can touch maybe. You can just touch. Dies immediately. Ryan pins in. Is it winnable? I wouldn't OC this. What tells you this fight's not winnable?
I mean, we're down 1, and they're all just sitting on point, and we
What
don't
else?
really have, like...
What happens to your Ryan's HP?
I mean, it goes to, like, half, basically.
Yeah, basically, this the second he pins
die in a second.
Exactly, right? So your Ryan's practically dead. Your Genji is actually dead. And how would you describe your angle here right now?
Bad. I mean, it's not, well, it's, like, okay, but I'm just gonna get blown
Mediocre,
up
yeah.
the second the Ryan dies.
Can you get to a really good angle from here very quickly?
I mean, well, I don't know. On this point, what would even like this would be a good angle if I was like off angling on the right, but it's like
but even
without
then,
my team being alive, they're all kind of useless because I'm just gonna get blown up the second I peek.
You're not in, so your team's your front line, your Genji Ryan are dead, so they can't draw attention away. You're not even on a good angle, and even if somehow you were on a good angle like this one, because your front line's dead, you're gonna die. So every possible scenario is a bad one. To put it another way, because as a result, I would have kept this OC, and this would have been really nice for the next point. Again, the thing about flashpoints too is that it snowballs quite heavily. So if you make one mistake on one point, it'll bleed into the next one, and this is one of those examples where this is you lose this point, but you're more likely to lose the next point now because of what you just did.
I don't know why I OC'd that. Like looking at it right away, I have no idea why I would do that.
Yeah. Also, one thing. We'll see next.
Dude, this Bastion was like annoying me all game because I felt like any angle I would take, even if it was like off angling, I'd just be getting like spammed.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see this angle here. It Ryan's main, slide up.
I like this angle a lot usually in this mode.
I like that angle too. Yeah. My only question is the timing of it. Is the timing because I can see Orion.
Yeah, Orion isn't here.
He's not pushed in yet.
He's like
he's about to push in, right? But we need a little bit more time for him to go in and do stuff.
Okay.
And secondly, I didn't even like this angle that much. Right? Why? Because it's very narrow. Right? So we can't really walk in here without getting punished. I think it actually would have been more worth to spend more time. Like the timing of when you took the flank's fine, right? You can flank all the time here. But I would have gone a bit deeper here. And look who's here, and their backline. And it's way more open, right?
Sure.
You can go from here to here to here. You can back up all the way if you need to as well. You can slide out if you really need to.
Yeah, I think that's like literally the biggest thing. I think you kind of just made me realize is like the timing of all of my flanks. Even like I don't flank a lot in this map, like much less than usual because of their comp for whatever reason. I just kind of was shooting main. But when I flank, I feel like I always flank like way too early now that I'm thinking about it and just get like picked right away.
And look at that, right? We barely peeked for a split second and just took half of her HP is gone, you know? And that's so smart. She'll just DS this angle, and you can't really peek this sadly. And I think the second important thing is deepen it, right? Like go deeper. I mean, not now actually. You farm up real first, then go deeper. But I would expect you to go left side, or you should go left side again, because of again how mobile the comp is. Don't railgun it. Just keep it going.
And then okay, so if I go back there and then like the BAP just starts shooting me right away, and I get to like super low HP. Do I just like obviously I get away, but then do I just like what do I do then? Do I like run back to my team to get heals, or just like sit there, or until I get passive health, or what?
Yeah. So
if
like,
I peek here and just like instant get BAP shot, or
you probably will need to like de-peek and leave it immediately. But again, the question really is why is the BAP looking at you here? Right? Because it's mistimed. You should be looking down here the entire time. And the idea is that hopefully you'll get enough value when you're flanking like this, because it should be well timed. And because you should hit your shots, to the extent that even if you do get low, you would have killed someone or forced out lamp or forced out a big cooldown or something like into that.
Yeah, I should just flank later. Because that's like my thought process every time. Like when you said like PTSD from like flanking. It's like when I'm flanking there, I'm instantly thinking of the BAP just like killing me, because that's like what would probably normally happen if I would do that flank.
Yeah,
but
exactly
if
right.
I just
like
wait, and it's like he's not even gonna look at me probably. I have a lot of time.
Look how far your Ryan is. Like. He's miles away. He's in a different country. Like he needs time, right, to like actually walk forward and do something. And it's time that you're not giving him. In fact, you would have added more time. Maybe had you just slid out entirely back over here, give him more time, and then you can flank. and come back, right? So again, our flank timing's way too early.
Sure.
Way too early. And now he gets nano boosted! And now he's actually doing stuff! But you're just not gonna follow up, sadly.
The Ryan's good.
You could, and again, linking onto the last fight, if you had overclock, this is better timing plus overclock is a fight win. Immediately. Immediately. Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
I guess one other general question, if like I probably just comes down to like timing, engaging, like flank timing and engagement timing. But if I have like basically the same damage as like my other DPS or the other DPS in the lobby when the game ends, I just have way less kills than like any other DPS. Does that like indicate anything? Like, because I always would, want to have more kills.
Don't worry about the stats. So, like the stats, like unless the only stat I would pay attention to, and this is even still situational, is deaths. Really, if you're dying way more, there's probably some kind of issue in there. But if your damage is lower, like that could be an entire comp thing, right? If you're playing into Genji Tracer, you're gonna have less damage generally than if you're playing to like Malga Juno Brig or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's literally just because I think it's because I would, like, my deaths would probably be similar to the other DPS, but I just have way less kills, because I feel like I would get picked first a lot from, like, flanking at a bad time and getting killed, and then just missing, like, the team fight cleanup where people just get, like, 4 kills from damaging everybody, and I would just miss that part at the end, but we'd still win the fight because I, like, set up fine with winning. So I feel like that's the reason, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
This fight is just... It's funny, I know why you're doing this. It's because last fight you flanked and you got punished, right? And that was entirely a timing issue. And now, as a result, to overcompensate, we've switched back, right? Again, you mentioned again the line thing, right? Standing down main to like flanking. We did this bit last fight. We did the flanking bit last fight. That didn't work. So then we just go on the other side of the spectrum and we stack main. And yeah, it's kind of sad. Now, there's not really a soft...
Is this like... Yeah, I get it, but is this like an okay kind of like shallow angle here? Because I feel like, yeah, it's main, but at the same time, they can't really... Like, I'm able to kind of just shoot into the fight a decent amount without getting like hit a bunch, because I'm kind of on a slight little off angle to an extent from main. Is this like an okay position, or should I be like way more flanked harder?
If this wall didn't exist and you could shoot from here, I'd say so. But this is too shallow. Like, this is basically from main the entire time.
That makes sense.
I often say again that the soft off angle thing is nice to do, or really good to do, if you're playing into Genji Tracer, or they're playing like a hybrid comp with like a hit scan plus again a Genji Tracer, Echo, Vendetta, Venture kind of thing, right? That's when that soft off angle idea becomes really important. But in this comp, like, again, you really should be flanking as much as you can and using your mobility, right? If I draw a box of your character, I like doing that sometimes, actually. And I just 920, right? I put on 2x. How long do you stay in the box for? Go a little bit. Back in it. And still in it. Still in it. Still in it. Still in the exact same position. Still in it. And now we start moving around. So for like 40 seconds, okay, normally when I do this with players, it's like around 20 to 30, which is still really bad. 40 is egregious, right? Like, we stood in the exact same angle for 40 seconds and got basically no value, right? Like, we're 75 to OC right now. What were we at 40 seconds ago?
I don't even know.
27, okay, not terrible, but the point here being, I think it's mainly because you spam their Ryan all the time, and a little bit of the Bastions too. But like, again, farm a railgun, spam the Ryan, farm a railgun, and take an angle here. You could even start off here, right? Farm the railgun, take an angle here. This would be a better shallow angle actually. This would be a nice shallow angle. They can't really reach you. You can deepen your angle a little bit more. If you want something more shallow, this would be a solution. But the point being here is farm a rail or farm a rail here. Slide again, and rail someone. That's literally it. It's that simple. And again, about when, like, you're 76 to rail there, I believe, right? Like, how much rail do you have?
35 it says. I don't know how. I guess I used rail at some point and did nothing with it.
Yeah, 40 cert, 51, 66, 76, right? You're 76 to rail gun, and you've got 10 more bullets, right? Fire those 10 more bullets, get that full rail charge, then slide once, slide twice, and then rail the Juno. And if you've got overclock, again, if you had it last fight, or from the third point, pop your overclock and destroy the backline. That's well timed. That's a good position. You've got Michael to work around. You're covered here. You've got many here as well. You'll be fine. That's how you win this fight, right? But we just don't do it. Sadly. Yeah. Very unfortunate. And that's fight loss. Okay. That's
Sure.
pretty much going to be that third point, or that last point. We'll do a quick summary, but I think, the main things to work on. I think first one has to be, it has to be timing. It just has to.
Yeah.
Timing on flanks. Most of the time you're too early. Which means you either die, like we did on the fourth point, or you get forced out. So the fixed solution to this is you can stay main initially, farm rail, look around you, then flank. And that should fix your timing. I would also look at frontline cooldowns. I thought it was a nice visual cue as well. So when I say frontline cooldowns, that's positioning. I mean, Ryan pin. In this game, it's been Ryan dominantly. But is there Ryan pinning? Is your Ryan pinning? Where's your Ryan? Is he far away? Is he in Narnia? Again, in this first fight, he was in Narnia. He was miles away. Then he gets nano boosted when you die, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But look at this game was your Ryan. Genji and the enemy team was a good one as well. So again, when their Genji uses deflect, you can be more aggressive. So again, that linking around to that first fight that we saw, or that first point where he had no deflect, and then you had a really odd slide back main, where you could have just slid out on your own angle. You could even slid out to the Mega that's next to you, left side, and duel the Genji, and you can duel him because he's low with no deflect. That's kind of the main thing. It's the timing on the flank, and we fix this by looking at the cooldowns and the positioning of our front line and their front line. That's pretty much the main thing. Second thing, we can say positional or positioning based on comps. Like it was it positioning nuance. I'll just say. In other words, if they're like playing a really like a mobile comp, you should be leveraging your ability a lot more. I.e., it's a red flag if you're stacking down main the entire time, because you will just lose against a comp like this.
Sure.
And conversely, if you're playing into a mobile comp, you'll be taking a lot more soft off angles. And then you can only really flank into like a Winston comp like later. Like you have to like flank later, a lot later.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's denying that Genji is going to be really important. Didn't see too much of it here because he wasn't good at the game, but that's the majority of it. And lastly, micro. So again, getting off corners, using cover, DS, patience. In other words, just not wasting it. And then railgun patience too. Gonna miss a few pivotal railguns. Take a second or two. And with DS, I would just use it to like literally just finish off a kill. That's literally just it. Finish off a kill, or force out a target. But those are the three main points. Any questions, queries, stuff like that?
Not really, no.
Coolio.
I think we kind of got everything.
Cool. Yeah, I've recorded a session too, so I'll link this to you when it's done uploading.